Okay, record this whole thing. So, okay, first thing we're going to do, let's add some parameters. Have you done your register for the class today? Could you oh, you didn't register? Okay. Um, for the first parameter, let's put in material thickness. And we're going to underscore that. Okay. And let's take a look at this. So we're all going to work on this together. Where did you go? Oh, back? Okay, so it disappeared on me.
Sorry.
Oh, here it is. All right. So let's look at this. Does this look like half inch? What is it doesn't even say what the material is.
It's a.
But what do you think that is? That's about.
So it's multi-flex plywood.
It's plywood.
Yeah.
We're going to do something. But what I'm looking at here is how thick is this stuff. This is Baltic birch, definitely, with a laminate.
Gosh. That's 3/4.
You think that looks big? Does that look like, no, that's half inch. That looks like, that's too small. Let's do, we're going to do half inch, okay? Because that's 3/4 is way too big. So we're going to put in, for material thickness, 0.5, okay? And now let's look at some other dimensions here. We'll look at the height, width, and length is going to be the way we see it sitting like this. So height, I guess a book is about that big, right? About a foot, 12 inches. And so we're going to put height for a parameter. We're going to put 12 inches. Okay. And the depth, I guess, what, 9, 10 inches? Is that right? We'll say, I mean, we can always change it, right? So we'll put in the depth as 10 inches. And I guess the whole width, what is that, about 3 feet?
That's about 3.5.
3.5? Okay, we can always change it, but it'll at least get us in the ballpark. Width?
36.
Okay. Now, we're going to look at a couple of other things too, because on the close-up, we can see how they actually constructed this, right? Ah, now, look, everybody. Do you see what they did? This is actually,
it's double thickness.
It's 2 pieces of plywood. This is even better. This makes it easier for us. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. And oh, good, we have we have like a profile here that we can look at. So this is 2 pieces of plywood. So what we're going to do is we're going to change our material thickness to 1/4 inch. Okay. This is good. That's because I have a bunch of like movable joints too for things like this, and that's how you would do it. Good. So let's look at these as we put this together. Let's take a look and see how they have this. They have it cut here, 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 and then we'll look at this. They have it put together like that in the back, like that. So there's a back to it. But do you see how it's not flush up against? Okay, so it looks like there's like 1/4 inch, maybe a spacing back in there. Okay, so let me see.
I'm thinking the reason that they did that is they're using like a board. Okay.
No, I'm just thinking. Just give me a sec here. Let me just think about something here. How we're gonna. It doesn't matter how they designed it or what. I want to be able to make this like direct, so that we don't have to have any rigmaroles because of these 2 pieces. It may actually be.
It's 3 pieces, actually.
You know what? Okay, I don't know how. Like, if I look at, do you see this right here? Okay, so it looks like they glue. If this is a model, somebody drew this and modeled this. Okay. All right, this is going to be fun. This is a challenging one, a little bit of a challenge in here. So we're going to stick with that, and we're going to keep referring back. Do you have that picture at least up on your computer? Okay, first thing we're going to do is we are going to draw. We're going to build it to look first like this. Okay, and we're going to do a double. It'll be like a double. We'll make a double ply, so the two pieces will exist. All right, here we go.
So that would mean that right near the hinges, you've got 1/4 inch support, and that's the only place where it's 1/4 inch. Correct.
Well, it's all this. You know what? I'm going to assume that if you go and buy this and make this,
Yeah.
you're going to buy one sheet of this stuff.
Yeah.
And then you're going to glue like 2 pieces here. You're going to glue 2 pieces here.
Yeah.
But here you may even glue 2 pieces here, or you're going to cut these 2 pieces separately and then glue them together later.
Yes.
We can do it either way, actually. We could, in fact, yeah. So let's just move with this. And first thing we're going to do is we're going to design out this box. Okay, and then we're going to put these 2 little round things here, and it looks like the center of those round things are in line with this edge. Do you see? So that's what we're going to do first. Okay, here we go. We're going to start with sketch. We're going to create grab a 2-point rectangle. Okay. And we're going to
Did you do that on the front or the?
we're gonna do this from the front. So on your cube, the cube here, click on front. So we're looking straight on. Okay. So then I'm looking at front. I'm sorry, I'm jumping ahead. We're going to do the 2-point rectangle. Okay. So that's how we start, and I'm gonna start my sketch like that. So front here. And we're going to snap to here. And we're just going to pull this out just like that, okay? And let's put some dimensions on this right away. And these will be the outside dimensions. So I'm going to just, if you remember, we just snap to the line, and this is going to be the height, right? Boom. And then I'm going to do the bottom one, and this is going to be the length. Whoops, there we go.
This is still your first sketches.
Yeah, we're just doing this. We're just sketching it out, looking at it from the
This is the very first sketch.
very first. And I'm recording this. Okay, and this is the length. Length? I thought I set a parameter for length, didn't I? Height. Oh, I call it width. Okay, that's fine. Width. Okay. So we're looking at it front on, like it's hanging on the wall. Okay. Next thing that we're going to do, since this is made up of 2 pieces of plywood that are glued together, we're going to hit the letter O on our keyboard. And we're going to touch that rectangle, and we're going to offset this in by the material thickness. See? So we offset one line by the material thickness. There are 2 pieces of plywood, so we're going to hit O again, hit that outside line, and this time it's going to be the material.
Did you have to do each line individually?
No, all I did was I hit O,
Yep.
and I clicked, and it's going to do the whole rectangle.
Okay.
Oh, if it's only doing one, then make sure you have chain selection clicked.
No,
Right.
it didn't. I
Okay.
just,
Okay. And you're going to do material thickness times 2. Okay. So that's 2 pieces of plywood there. Do you see? They're sandwiched together. Right on. And now what we're going to do, let's look at this. Let's do the side. If we look at, oopsies, right here. So do you notice that it's still 2 pieces, that back piece is still 2 pieces of plywood, but it looks like it's inset. I don't know why exactly that he did that. Maybe it's so it can be drilled on or attached. But
You ever see the boards that look like this? They have like an arch like this.
no.
They put that on the wall, and then on this one they have one that comes in down, goes like that. And you just put it on. So there's no blind. You just mounts on that blind.
Okay.
No, I mean,
Do you have preferences set right on yours? The important one is Z up.
right, yeah, we'll do,
Okay. You got that Z up on your there?
yeah.
Yeah, if you're going to do that, it's really important.
What's the last, I don't know, what was it?
Two.
Oh, it's thickness.
Okay. All right. So what we're gonna do, we're going to take a side view. We're gonna move this so that we're looking at it from the back now, like this.
Sorry, I screwed up on material thickness. I'm only showing one line. I know you said I clicked on the selection, but it's still ain't one line.
Do you have chain? Look.
Yeah.
Chain selection on.
Yeah.
And you click this line, and it only picked one line for you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Then pick the other lines.
Oh.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Right on. Okay. So what we're going to do, you see where the cube is here, where it says front. And what we're going to do is we're going to, right beside there's that little triangle to the right, and we're going to click that triangle.
All right. I'm sorry. I lied. I don't have it.
Okay, let me see. Where's your mouse? This is that. Okay. And I'm going to bring this out. Let's bring it over here. So, okay. This should be snapped to the center there. See that?
Yeah.
And just so that we don't all, I would really like to do this. Let's see if I can move this whole thing forward. I'm going to put this corner snap here. Okay. Now we hit the letter O. We're going to change select. Material. Now it's going outwards, so all you have to do, if yours goes outwards, just put a negative. So you see, and now we're going to do that again here, and this time we're going to put in material thickness times 2. But we want a negative number in there because we want it to go inward. There we go. Okay. So yeah, make sure that offset is going inwards from the original dimension, because with ebony's, it's a, I can never tell if it's going to go in or out, but this is, you see, the one that we dimensioned is this outer line, but our two offsets, you want to make sure that they go inwards. So when you put that number in, when you put that offset in, make sure it's negative material thickness, and then negative material thickness times 2, depending on which way it goes in, okay? So if you're looking at this dimension here, this 12 inches, do you have this ebony 12? Yeah. Make sure that that dimension goes from the top to the bottom, not on the inner lines, okay? Otherwise your offsets are off. Okay. Everybody good? Can I have a hallelujah?
Hallelujah.
All right. We're gonna so back to this cube. We're gonna click this triangle on the right hand side. So we're looking, and let's hit stop sketch. Okay. So if you see that line just like this, that's the back edge. That's this back edge right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to inset a back wall. Okay. So what we will do is we're going to start a, hold
Can
on.
we put that as a so that in case later
We can do that. We can do that. So we're gonna do it a little bit different. Everybody hit home and front. Okay. Let's add that parameter. So go to parameters, and we're going to put back inset, I guess. Okay. And let's make it 1/4 inch. Right. Okay. And I did a little bit of a boo-boo. I don't want to draw that inset on this side. I want to do it on the left side. Okay. So we're going to go front, and we're going to click on that left triangle.
Okay.
And now what we're going to do is we're going to click this 12-point rectangle again. Okay. And you're going to see a plane right here. So you're going to click that plane. And then you're going to hit the letter P for me, for project, and you're going to click this bottom spot and also this top one. And really, you could click the whole line if you want. It would get everything. That's going to be fine. So just click that line. It'll do that whole thing. So it's projecting that back line onto this sketch, so we have a point of reference. And then hit OK. Okay. And now what you're gonna do now is you're gonna click on a 2-point rectangle again, or hit R on your keyboard. Okay. And what we're gonna do, you're not going to snap to that bottom dot there. Everybody look, you're not gonna do that. You're gonna actually do it a little bit further out, and then you're going to bring that up to about here, so that it kind of snaps to that top dot right there. So do you notice that that rectangle that I drew is actually inset from that line? Okay. And now you're going to hit the letter D. Okay. Ready? So watch. I hit the letter D. And I'm going to first click this purple line, and then that left blue line. And it's going to ask me for a dimension, and what I'm going to put here is I'm going to put inset, back inset, and hit enter.
I'm sorry, I missed that one. Sorry, Nick. You,
Back inset is the, did we add that parameter?
Yeah, we just added that.
Okay.
So you want to go to make sure you have in parameters back inset 0.25.
Sorry.
no, you're good. You're good.
Ebony, you okay? Where are you?
Project. Okay. Select the 2.
Or you can just select that line.
Yeah. And then okay. And then after you select those 2 dots, what do you do next?
Okay. What we're going to do next is we have this rectangle here. Okay. And we have to imagine that we're using that same material and that we're doubling up that material, right?
Right.
Like say we're going to cut this out on a CNC. We got to think about that. So all of these are double walls. So we have to sketch them all as double walls. So the first one is this. If you look at everybody look at my screen for a sec. So because what happens is you get lost in 3 dimensions. This is this is the sketch of the walls that will come out, and then this piece right here, and I'm going to do another one, will be the 2 back pieces. Okay? So again, I'm looking from here. Just don't try to understand right now what it is I don't know what this is. Just do what I do, and then it will all come together. So I'm putting you through the exercise of imagining things in 3 dimensions. So we do that, and we're going to draw another 2-point rectangle from here up to here. Okay? So this is what we have now. I haven't put dimensions in for that yet.
Yeah, I screwed something up.
You screwed up.
Yeah.
Okay, fix it. Okay. I want to know how far back you guys are. Where are you lost?
It's not a loss, I just missed a step. It's so you're doing the rectangle for the first back inset. Is the back inset the width or the height?
Nothing shown on that one.
What is the back inset? Like I don't know. I haven't even mentioned that.
Okay. So you're just doing the rectangles.
I haven't if I haven't mentioned it, don't think about it.
Okay. Can you go back to when you did the first rectangle?
This one. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, is everybody here? Where we have that, is everybody here at this point? Yes or no?
Yeah.
I'll be there on the second. I will be.
You're about to start the second sketch?
Yes.
Okay, you're good.
I just backed up because people are not getting this.
Okay.
And this is what I think. I think what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to back up even further, because I think you guys are having a hard time picturing this in your mind. So I'm going to back up further. All right? So don't get mad at me, because it will make it easier. Okay? So what we're going to do, hit Control Z until, I'm going to stop sketch here, hit Control Z until we have, let me see, we just have this one sketch here. Okay? And I think that is my sketch. You should have just one. Yeah, good. And this sketch here has nothing in it. Right, okay. So I'm going to delete that one. So this is what you should have. You should have in your timeline one sketch, in the browser one sketch, and right here one sketch. Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm taking this from a different tact. And what we're going to do is we're going to build out these walls, because you guys are having a hard time seeing this model. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to extrude these walls out and make this wall here, the bottom, and the side, and then we'll put the back on. Okay, so here we go. Ready? You're going to hit the letter E on your keyboard for extrude. I'm hearing more than one click. I don't want to hear more than one click. There should be just one thing on. When I hear more than one click, when there should only be one thing on the keyboard, it worries me. Okay, so we're extrude. You're going to just hover over over this outer perimeter, and you're going to click it once. Okay, you're going to go to this thing right here that says extrude, and in here, this is the depth of the bookshelf. So we're going to put depth in there. You're going to type D, and you're going to hit OK. That's one. I shouldn't hear any more clicking. We're going to click on our keyboard once, the letter E. And then we're going to select that inner profile, one click. Then we're going to go over to the dialog box where it says distance, and we're going to put depth again. And we're not hitting OK. You just do what I say. Under operation, you're going to click new body. And you're going to hit OK. All right. Now, if you hold Shift down and you click and hold the wheel down, we're going to shift this thing and we can see the body here. Do we see that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Good. What we're going to do next is we are going to put these wheelie things here where the hinges are. Okay? Follow me. I don't want to hear any clicking until I tell you to click. Up in this upper right hand corner here where it says front, you are going to click that left triangle once. Just once. And now what you're going to do you see my cursor? Do you see how it highlights over that side surface there?
Yep.
Move the cursor over until it highlights, and then you're going to right click and you're going to hit create sketch. I only want to hear one click. There's no double clicking in this program. We never double click. It's just click. That is what gets you into trouble when you do more than you need to. Okay. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to hit the letter P for project. Okay? And we're going to go, do you see where in project there's two selection filters? You can pick specific things like corners and lines, or we can click the bodies. We're going to click once on the body, this symbol here, because then we're going to move our cursor over and we're going to click on this body. And then we're going to go back and click OK. Okay. What this has done is it has projected the dimensions of that body onto this plane. So what I want you to do with your cursor is go over to the left-hand side where it says body, so you can see what I'm talking about, and turn off, there's that little light bulb. Just turn off the body, and you're going to see that it has projected that side panel on there. Okay? Oh, I see. I goofed. What did I do here? I did a boo-boo. We're fine. We're going to be fine. We're going to be doing it from another side. Okay. You know what I did? What we did? I don't know if yours did this. Can I just get you to go back here? Hold on. I want to look at all of yours because the extrude went back. Yeah, yours went back too.
Don't look at mine.
Why not?
The way Cole set me up.
Yeah, I got screwed up. Sorry, I had to go back.
We're good, yeah. So we're projected back. That's fine. We're going to build it from there. Okay. So I'm not going to change anything. We're just going to go ahead with that. So we can see now that if I turn my body off, we have this side wall now. All right? So what we're going to do, I'm going to just turn my body back on, and I am working from the left side here. Okay? And we're looking straight on. Now what we want to do is we want to put these circular things right here. We want to put a cut in them. We want to actually create some material, but in a very specific way. So we go back to Fusion, and what we're going to do, we're going to go to Sketch. Actually, let's go to Parameters, and let's put in a new parameter, joint underscore diameter. And if we look at that joint, what is that, 2 inches, 3 inches? If this thickness is a half an inch, maybe an inch and a half, 2 inches, that diameter? 2 inches? We're going to put in joint diameter 2 and enter. Okay, so we have that now. So we're back and we're looking at the side of this box. Now, you'll notice that if I turn my, and you can just double check this is one of those things you constantly check to make sure your orientation, okay? So this is the back of my box, right, where that sketch is. This is the side of my box. So when I'm here, I'm going to put that circular joint here. Okay? So I'm going to go to Sketch. I'm going to go to Circle. And I'm going to go to Center Diameter Circle. And then I'm not going to click anything. I'm just going to, do you see my cursor as a center diameter circle? I'm going to bring it over and it's going to, where the heck? Is that my, okay, it's my computer doing that. When I record, it acts goofy. Okay. When I bring that cursor over, do you notice how it snaps to that line? I'm not going to click anything. I'm just going to bring my cursor up, 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 up. And then when I see that triangle, I'm at the center point of that line. I'm going to click once. I'm going to move my mouse, and I'm going to click again. I have a circle. I'm going to hit the letter D. I'm going to click the circumference of the circle once. I'm going to bring my mouse out, and I'm going to click once. And right there in that number, I'm going to put joint diameter. I'm going to hit the letter J. Joint diameter is going to come up, and I'm going to hit enter. All right? Now what we're going to do is we are going to add, nothing's been cut yet, but we're going to add, we're just really going to add that material to those two pieces. Okay, that's all we're going to do. So we're back to Fusion, and we're going to click Stop Sketch. Okay, and we're going to turn our bodies back on. So if you hold Shift down and you click down the wheel, and I move my object like this, we can see where that joint is going to be. Now, if you tilt, we're going to just tilt it just kind of like this. Okay? So I'm going to add this circular material on the outer board and on the inner board separately. So what I will do is I'm going to go to the left-hand side here and turn one of these bodies off. Let's say we turn the outer or the inner body off. Okay? And now what we're going to do is we're going to extrude two of these things to join on this wall and on that wall. So we're going to click the letter E on our keyboard once, and then it's asking for a profile. I'm going to click this. You're going to notice that this circle is split. If you did it, it doesn't matter if you get the whole circle, as long as you click the profile of the circle we're adding onto. Okay? And then the next thing that we're going to do is we're just going to I'm going to just tilt this guy gently over so I'm looking at the other side of that material. Okay? And what I'm going to do, I want to make sure, do you see down here on this dialog box where it says Operation New Body. Let's make that join. And I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to grab that arrow and I'm going to pull it. Now notice I can pull this all the way. So just for kicks, pull it all the way like somewhere in the middle like that. But we could, there's a really smart thing here. So it's kind of right there out in the middle. I don't want it to look like that. I'm going to go back to my dialog. Do you see where it says extent? I'm going to click on extent and I'm going to click to object. And what it's going to ask is how far do I want this thing to extend to? So I'm going to highlight the inside of that piece of plywood. Okay? Now, it's giving me an error. It doesn't like it. So what I'm going to do is it's asking me to chain the faces. When you get this kind of thing where it says it's not doing anything, look here at this dialog, the extrude dialog box where it says chain faces, and click extend faces here. And make sure this says join and hit OK. Do you have this?
Hallelujah, amen.
You have it?
Yes.
We're going to do that 3 more times. In actual fact, I'm going to show you, since this is we're modeling, learning these things. I'm going to show you how to mirror a feature so that you don't have to redraw this. Yes.
I was just gonna ask you, wouldn't you project the point of the center of the circle so that everything lined up and you only had to dimension it on one side?
I
Okay,
don't,
so see the center point of your circle right
yes.
there? Yep, wouldn't you just project that to the other side? Or use a construction line?
I could do that. I'm going to do something a little bit more sophisticated.
Okay.
Okay. So here what we're going to do, we're going to just look at our model here. Okay. And I'm going to teach you something. Okay. We're going to mirror that. So because it's all about kind of learning new things, and this would probably be a good way to do it. So under construct here, construct, you're going to click, you're going to go down to this thing called mid-plane. Okay, that's a common one that you would use, so I'm going to pin it to the top. And what we're going to do is we are going to, it's saying what planes do you want to select? Well, what you're going to do is you're going to select, it's going to, like the inside of your box, or it doesn't matter. You can do the outside of your box or the inside of your box, but then you go and you select the other inside of the box here. Don't do an outside of one side and then the inside of the other side. Okay? And you're going to see this plane here that just got created right here. And you're going to hit OK.
Cool.
All right? Ready?
Yeah.
You're going to go to create. Under create here, you're going to go down about 2/3 of the way and you're going to click mirror. Okay? And it's asking you, you're going to do a pattern. Okay? And we're not doing a face, you're actually doing a, I suppose it's a feature that we added. So you can click feature. Let's see if that works. And you know down in the timeline where we actually created, it's like this extrude right here. It's that one right before we did the mid-plane. This was the one that we just did mid-plane. And this extrude here was the one when we did the circle. Click it. Okay. And then you've got one selected, and then mirror plane here, you're going to click select, and then you're going to select that mirror plane. Okay, and then hit OK. Oh, that is not good. Okay, I didn't like that. Delete that one. We'll do it a different way. Sorry. Let's do mirror. So delete that, and we're going to do a different one. Go back, create mirror. All right, and we're gonna go with let's just make sure the default was faces. Let's just keep that. Okay, and let's click this edge here. Okay, so I have faces. I'm just selecting that edge right there. The mirror plane is going to be that mirror plane right there. And I hope that works this time. Yeah, there we go. So do you see how that created, it mirrored it on both sides? Did that work? So I should have just stuck with the default. The face that you're going to click is that edge right here.
Got it.
Sorry, I'm not seeing that.
Do you not see your mirror plane?
I don't know why, yeah.
Was it there before?
Yes, and then I deleted it.
Why did you delete it?
Because I thought you said delete it.
Okay, that's okay. We're going to do this. We're going to do, you still have it here, so we're just going to do boom and boom. Okay, there we go. And then you're going to do mirror.
Awesome sauce.
And then you're going to click that edge, this edge here for your object, and then click the mirror plane and then hit OK. Okay? All right, so we've got that. You ready, Ebony? Are you good? You got that to work?
Close enough, yeah. We're good.
Okay.
We're good.
You did something else? You did it a different way?
No,
Okay.
I'm following.
Okay.
Sorry.
Good. Okay, all you gotta do is select, you see this? You select that edge.
Yeah.
And then your mirror plane, you select. You got this and that. Okay. Here it is. Okay. All right, because we're gonna do it one more time. One more time. This time, we're going to do it. We're going to turn this body off. This is the outer piece. And we're going to turn the inner one on. Okay? And we're going to do, so let's practice it. We still have that circle, right, that we sketched. It should still be there. We're going to hit the letter E, extrude. We're going to click this outer this semicircle, okay, and watch this. You can do this is another. We're going to do it a different way. We could do the mirror. We could do this on the start. Do you see in the dialog box where it says start? Click from object. You got that? And then what you're going to do is you're going to click the side, not the sketch, but the side of that piece of plywood. It's going to highlight. And then you're going to go to your dialog box again where it says extent. You're going to click, instead of distance, you're going to click object to object. And you're going to click the inside of the box. We're going to get an error. And you're going to go to chain faces, and you're going to do extend face. Okay? And we want to make sure the operation is join.
Okay.
And then we hit OK.
Got it. Alan, what do you?
You got that?
Yeah.
Ebony?
Yep.
And now let's mirror it again. We're going to go to Create, Mirror. And it's faces again. You just select that edge. And then you're going to go back to the dialog box and click on Select Mirror Plane. And you're going to select that mirror plane. And you're going to select OK. And you should have it like that. Okay? Okay, so now we're closer. We actually have this box here set up in a way, like the material is all set up the way that we would want it. Okay? Let's put the back in. Now then we'll cut the joints. Okay? So if this is the front, Then what we're going to do is we're going to move our object to the side like this. Now if this we'll leave that that mid. Just click on the left on your cube here. Okay. And what I would do is on the left, look on your design tree here where it says construction. Open that up and just turn that plane off so it's not interfering with our view. And what we're going to do is just make sure you center your cube, click on left here. Okay, so it looks like that piece is inset. Okay, so we were going to do that before, but now that we can see part of our structure, this will be easier for you to see it. Okay, and what we're going to do, remember the cursor, if I go over that body, it highlights. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight that side of the body. I'm going to right click, create sketch. Okay. I want to project this edge, so I'm going to hit the letter P. Okay. And what I'm going to do, my selection filter is I'm going to pick this one, the first one on the left. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just I'm going to highlight, touch that back, and I'm going to click it. I'm going to hit OK. Okay. And in actual fact, you know what? Let's do the top and the bottom as well. So hit P again, and let's do the top and the bottom, and then hit OK. Because we need to reference off of those. Anytime you need to reference off of something like another sketch or a body, you use project. That gives you it pulls that image or that sketch or that body, and it pulls a reference. It projects a reference into your current sketch. So think about it. Think about it. This back piece here is 2 pieces of plywood glued together, right? So how many rectangles are we going to draw back here?
2.
You get it, Ebony?
Yeah.
And are we going to start the rectangle from the back edge, or are we going to start it a little bit inset? It's your picture. Is that piece of plywood going to start from the back edge or a little inset?
Inset.
Right. You get that?
Yeah.
Do you have this, Ebony, these 2 red lines?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. We're going to go to 2-point rectangle. And to make it, do this. Everybody look and watch. Do this. I've got my 2-point rectangle. I'm going to draw a rectangle here. And then I'm going to draw another rectangle here. Just do that. Just do that. And give me a hallelujah when you've got those 2 rectangles.
Hallelujah.
Oops, sorry. Go ahead. Just 2 rectangles, just like that. You got it? Everybody?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes or is that a hallelujah?
It's a yes.
That is not an enthusiastic hallelujah. What's going on?
Yes. Yeah.
You got it?
Yeah.
Okay, cheer up.
Yeah, I know.
What's getting you down?
I have a headache.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you want an aspirin?
No, I'm good.
Do you want an acetaminophen?
No.
Do you want an ibuprofen? Okay, because they have that all over there.
I know.
Is there fumes in here or something getting to you?
No, it's just, I don't, yeah.
Okay. We're going to hit the letter D. And the first thing we're going to do, let's dimension these two pieces of plywood. So you hit the letter D. We're going to do this. We're going to click the other one. Just pull that up, and this is material thickness. And hit enter. That's 1. I'm going to do the next one. This one and that one. Pull it up. And I can put in material thickness, or here's a shortcut. Look, look, look. I can just click this number here, and it will reference off of that and do the same thing for me. Right? One more dimension is the inset, right? So I'm going to click this back line, and I'm going to click that back line of that piece of plywood. I'm going to pull that up, and I'm going to call this back inset because we already defined it. And enter and pull it back. Even though the dimensions are the same, we defined it differently because we could change it. Now, this one over here, this rectangle here is still floating out here. Don't move it. Don't move it. Do this. If you took my basic class where we go through sketching, I taught about constraints. We're going to go to your sketch palette. Do you see where it says collinear?
Mhm.
You're going to click the symbol. You're going to come over and you're going to click that inside line of that one piece of plywood. And then you're going to do the back line of the other piece of plywood. Boom. We just glued them together. Tell me,
It's a one error.
why do you have an error?
I don't know. I clicked what you said.
Ebony, did that work?
Yes.
Awesome.
Hold on here.
Now you have to make sure that you're clicking the line that I told you to click. And that when you move your cursor over, that it highlights over that line.
Apparently these are different from mine.
Problem?
Yeah.
You got it? I'm gonna check your work.
No.
You don't have it, so you're lying to me.
No, absolutely. I'm way back, but I'm trying to feel my way through it.
Okay.
So,
It's fixed. They're not really black, which means that they're fixed. So I gotta get rid of something to make sure that they're
Your offset is 1/2 inch. Is that what you wanted?
Yeah.
So this is, you have this fixed. Okay, you have it fixed somehow. You have it fixed to a midpoint. That's you have to be careful about that.
Yeah.
Collinear, click that line, and then click that line. You did it. Try to get you an aspirin.
No, I'm
Can I
good.
get you a shot?
I just need to drink more
I have some Everclear for varnish.
That would probably do.
Do you want that?
Not now, but
I know somebody's got whiskey in one of their cubby holes.
I know. It's plain of alcoholics here.
You don't want to be another one? Huh? Huh?
I thought that was against the rules.
To drink in here? No.
Oh.
This is an adult place.
Oh. Other place. Sorry.
Okay. There are other things that are against the rules, like cursing unicorns. Yeah, do not curse unicorns. That will get you banned. All right. Right on. So let's look at this. And what we're going to do, I want to look at that image. I don't know if maybe it does go all the way up. It looks like it's actually on the inside. I don't know. We don't have a picture of the back. So we're going to assume, you know what happens when you assume? You make an ass out of you and me. One of the things, it looks like these pieces of wood, when they come across, are going to be on the inside, right? So let's do this. We're going to project, go to the back and look at this, just the back, so it's tilted like this. Okay, just hit escape, clear your cursor. And what we're going to do you see, we want this wood to fit inside that line here and inside here. The way we have it right now, we have it, if we project this through, that piece of wood is just going to go through all the way through here, and we don't want that. So what we're going to do, we're going to hit the letter P. We haven't stopped sketch. We're still in the same sketch. Okay? And when you hit the letter P, do you see this inside corner right here? Click it. And then you're going to go down to the bottom, and this inside corner, click it. And you're going to hit OK. Okay? And then we're going to rotate this object so that we're looking at it like from the side again. And the only thing that we're going to add now is we're going to draw a line just straight across. So we can hit the letter L. And you're going to snap to that red dot. You're going to draw a line straight across. And if you did it right, you should see a little perpendicular sign right there. That means this is straight across. And then we're going to go down to the bottom. Going to snap to this little red dot, click on it, pull that all the way across, and we're going to snap and click. And if you did it right, you should see a little perpendicular guy there. Now we can extrude the back. Can I get a hallelujah?
Not yet.
Okay.
Working on it, 'cause you still go in.
You see, a lot too is moving that object around so you can reference. So what I did here, when I projected that point, this edge, to my sketch. So if you're confused about why I did that, just pause for a moment and look what I'm going to do. Just watch. I'm going to stop my sketch. If you're like, why did you do that? I'm going to hit extrude. I'm going to click this profile right here. Remember, I'm going to do, just watch. Start from object. Like, why in the world would he do that? I'm going to start it from here. And I'm going to go to object here. And I created a piece of wood that just fits that opening in the back. And I don't want to join it. I'm going to create a new body. I'm going to hit OK. So watch. If I turn this body off and I turn that body off, I have one piece of plywood for the back. Okay? And then I'm going to do it again.
So for that view, you just left your sketches on, but turned off the bodies.
Yeah.
Except for the back.
There.
Okay, got it.
Okay?
Yep.
We need the bodies to project that. And then I hit extrude again, and I'm going to click that profile again. It doesn't go all the way up here or down to here. It's just this one, right? And I'm going to, I don't even need the other bodies now. I can hit I'm going to start from actually the same edge as the first one. Boom. And then I'm going to extend it to what object? This one here. Come on. Okay. And I need to extend face. And I don't want to join. I want new body. I'm going to hit OK. So now I have two pieces of plywood there. And ultimately, why are we doing it like that? Why are we doing it like two pieces? Because it's fun. It's nice to just draw something and that you just model something and you can look at it and show your friends, hey, look what I modeled. But what would you do after this? You would take this out and cam it out. You would lay it out and actually cut it out on the multicam. Well, we have to define what each piece of material is. That's why we have two pieces there. So we've done the back. And we've done the front. And this is what I have so far. We only have one thing left, the simple thing left, right? The joint. And then animate it. You guys have the backs in? Do you want me to back up so you can see what I'm doing? Right there. Ooh.
Here.
I got two pieces of plywood.
So far, how is everybody doing? Yes? No? Maybe so? Ebony, how you doing?
just need to redo one.
Okay. So I'm making you use in that extrude, I'm making you use, start, not define, I'm making you actually leverage off of other objects where your start point is and where your end point is. Okay? That's what we're doing. You're leveraging off of that. And while you guys are working on that, let's see if I can figure this guy out. I want to do this. One piece here, one piece here. This goes here, I see. And that goes to the center. Okay.
Is that back edge angled?
Which one? On the, here?
When it's close to the wall?
This
That
one?
piece to the left?
This?
That piece.
It's cut. Yeah, it looks like it's cut at an angle.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just playing tricks in my life.
No, it looks like it's cut at an angle. We'll put that cut in there.
Just matching the angle. Of the other
Yeah.
piece.
Yeah, we'll cut that, and we'll cut these joints in here in just a sec. That's what I'm kind of looking at right now, cause I'm gonna create a sketch, and I'm gonna turn that on. I'm gonna project. I'm jumping ahead on you guys just to make sure I know what to do next here. I think that's all I need to do there. Okay. Are you guys doing okay? Do you have that back wood in yet?
Uh-huh.
You do?
Let me just give me like 2 minutes.
Okay.
Is the two objects the inside of the box or the outside of the box? Or the inside and the side?
It's on the inside. Those walls?
Yeah.
They're on they're on the inside. They exist on the inside. They don't exist on the outside. Yeah. They're flush inside.
So, yeah, get an error.
Okay.
Right,
I'm coming. I'm coming. Let me see what you got.
on the other side, there's only one that's.
Good. And so I just want to see what you have built so far. You've got this is that and that. And you've got this. And I don't know. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So you're wondering why is it doing that? So we go back to, I'm assuming it's this one. Edit feature. And to object. You pick the wrong object. So we click that. You want to click that. Okay, and we want a new body. That looks good. I'm looking. I'm looking. And I'm just going to turn the sketch off so you can see this one. This looks good. Right on. I'm going to hit OK. It looks good. Okay. And then I'm going to bring this in like that. And let's see. So if I'm just looking from this, and then I think we did everything just right. No. This is extending in there. We don't want that. And let me see over here. Okay, so you just have this edge here did not extend properly. So we're going to do one at a time. All right, and I'm going to just look from the inside here. So that's this one. I'm going to edit the feature, and I'm going to reselect where I wanted to start from here. Okay, and I'm going to reselect where I want it to go, which is here. And there we go. Right. Okay. And then I'm going to recheck this one. This is the other one. So let's just recheck edit feature. I don't have to delete anything. I can just go in and see what you did is you picked it from some other spot. So I'm just going to redo it. I'm going to pick the inside wall. And you have to kind of sometimes just like zoom in, because if you're zoomed out, it'll pick a whole bunch of stuff. So you want to make sure you're zoomed in. I got that. Right. Oops, I didn't want that. I want that. Boom. And then I'm going to zoom out, and I'm going to spin it, and I want it to go to here. And now it's good. It's all fixed now. You
Nice.
see?
Yeah, looks nice.
And we've got both pieces, and I'm going to turn that off, and that should fit without any overlap. Let's see. Yeah. I think so. Let me just, yeah, it's coming right here. I can click that, and you see it's not going past the edge. So we got it good. It's good. That's right on the money.
Thanks.
You're doing great. It's tough. It's tough. Do you notice what I do? You notice what I do?
Yeah.
What am I doing all the time?
Rearranging the object.
Ebony, tell the class what you notice I do all the time. When I'm modeling, what am I doing all the time?
Moving the object.
I'm
around.
constantly moving the object around. Why am I doing that, Ebony?
To make sure that they are mirroring each other, or that all sides have been.
Well, yeah, I'm moving my object constantly around so that I'm clicking on the right surfaces. And it's building the way I want it to build. Okay? So that's a habit. That's a really good habit, is that you've got your finger on that shift key and on the wheel, and you're clicking and rotating. Robin, how are you doing?
Good.
You got it? Yeah. Okay, let's do the next step. Next step. This is crazy. I've never done anything like this, but it's going to be fun. So forgive me if we don't get this absolutely right the first time. I'm going to back up here, and this is what we're going to do. Where we are right now, we are here. We have this. Okay? And now what we have to do is we have to create this crazy joint. It's not too bad. It's a circle. If you look, this outer piece of plywood here is cut to the circle. But the inner piece of plywood here, can I zoom in on this? Oops. Okay. You'll see if we could look. So we're going to do this first the top hinge. Notice this top hinge, the outer piece of plywood, is connected to the circle. The inner piece of plywood, this one right here, we're not looking at the bottom. Don't look at the bottom. Look, everybody look up here. This is how you have to think. We're only looking at this top piece here. This outer piece of plywood, remember there are two pieces. It's connected to the circle. But over here, when we look, the inner piece of plywood is not part of the circle. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Thinking, right? And then when we go to the bottom, this one is, the inside is connected to the circle. But on the bottom, it's not connected to the circle. Do you see how they built the joint? So we just have to, if you get it clear in your head how that joint is built, then it's easy. So let's think about, we're going to do this again. What we're going to do first is we're just going to work on the top part. So The top part is going to have the circle connected. That's the outside piece is going to be connected. The inside piece is just going to be cut away. So, first we have to create the sketch to make those cuts. So first thing we do, we're going to work on this left side here, so make sure your cube, we're looking on this left side here. And remember, here's my cursor. I'm going to go right, it highlights that side, I'm going to right click, and I'm going to create sketch. Now, what I'm going to do, let's just clear the field. On the left-hand side here, let's turn off all these sketches so they don't clutter. All the light bulb on the top level is on, but all the sub ones are off. Okay? First thing we're going to do is we're going to click Project, P. And let's select that body in Project and just click the body. Okay? Did that? Okay, what did I do here? Okay. Did I? Oh, there it is. I should have left that bottom. I'm sorry. That bottom sketch is the one that we're actually drawing on. Okay. So do you have this? Did you project that body and you have this red outline, purple outline with a line here and then a dot right in the center?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Ebony, let's do this again.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it again. Let's start from the beginning. Are you on the left side of the cube here?
Yes.
We're looking at this. Do you have all your sketches turned off except for that top level light bulb on?
Yes.
Okay. With your cursor, go over that side of the body, right click, create sketch. You did that.
Right.
Hit the letter P on your keyboard. Make sure in Project here, in your dialog box here, you have body selected. Go over to the body, click it. Right on. And then click OK on that dialog box Project. There we go. So let's go back to the picture. There's going to be a cut. And if I was building this, that cut is going to go right to the center of the circle where the screw is going to go. Right? So what I'm going to do is I have to do one more project. Do you notice? Look at up here. Do you see this little offset right here? Well, I cannot draw a line from here to the center. Do you see my sketch? Everybody look. I can't go from here to there. I actually have to go from this inner, look, everybody look. I have to go from this inner corner. I have to draw a line that projects out to here and then to the center. So, everybody click P on their keyboard. This time, all you have to do is the selection filter on the project, click the one on the left, the purple one, and then what you're going to do is you're going to click that inner corner on the back there. And then you're going to hit OK. So now when I look, I have this line right, or this projected dot here. This is where I want to make my cut. I want to make my cut right here. There's one other thing we need. We need one more thing. We need the extent of this circle. I only have that outside part, but I would like to see the inside part because I'm going to be cutting it here on the inside, right? So let's go to our sketches here. Remember, we only have, we turned all of these off to keep it clear, but let's find the one that has where the circle is. I think it's the second one. And guess what we're going to do? We're going to hit the letter P, and we're going to use this, specified entities, which is the one on the left, and we're just going to click that circumference of that circle right there. Okay? And then I'm going to hit OK. I think we have everything we need to do the cuts. First thing we're going to do, everybody here where I am. Yes, Ebony? Yes? Okay. You sure you don't want some of that Everclear? You can have a shot.
I'm good.
It's for medicinal purposes.
I just need more water.
You need some more water? You want me to get you some
No,
water?
no, no, I got it.
Okay. Okay, we're still on the sketch. We're going to draw a line. And we're going to go not to the top corner. We're going to do this one right here. We're going to snap to that one here. Let me just make sure everything's lined up. Yeah, there we go. Line. I'm going to snap. And I'm going to just click once, and I'm going to bring it all the way, and I'm going to bring it to the center of the circle here and snap, click. And I'm going to hit the check mark. There we go. Okay. And I'm actually really, let's see, we may have to project this front line too. So would you, or unless it's already, it's already projected. Okay. Good. Let's take a look at this. So what we're going to do, we're going to work with the outside piece of plywood first. We're going to do those cuts. We're going to turn the inside pieces off. So in Fusion, if I just tilt this just a little bit like that, my the inside plywood is this one. It's body number 2. I'm going to turn you off. Okay, I turned it off. So now all I have is the back, and don't worry about the gap, it's supposed to be there, and just the outside. Okay, and we're going to make a cut. So the cut we want to make is we want to cut here and around and up. So if we look at Fusion, we want to do a cut from here around, and then this is already. So the only cut we have to make is this long one and this one around, right? So there's one of the problems is when we drew these lines like this, we won't be able to really select them individually, and they will create a problem for us. It'll actually cut here. So what we have to do, here's a thing, I've taught this in the basic class on how to break a line. Okay? So we go up to sketch, and we're going to go to break. Okay? And I'm going to highlight one of these lines, and it should break that. I think mine is already broken today. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to just check. Did it? Yeah. So I now have 2 separate lines here. You see that? So I should be able to, if you know you broke that line, if you highlight that line and the other one doesn't highlight. You got that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Also, this circle here, I need to break that circle. I need to break it here. And I need to break it here. So I'm going to do that again. I'm going to go to break. Let's see if it'll let me do that. It was here is one of the issues. Oh, wait. When I record, this thing does not behave properly. Okay. What you're going to notice, this is a projected circle. And it's not going to, no matter what I do, it won't let me break it. Do you see that? There's only one way. There's 2 ways around it. I could, here's the wrong way. This is the cheap way. I would right click on here on that circle, and I thought I was on there. Hold on a sec. Edit sketch. Okay. Edit sketch.
Okay.
That's the wrong one. I didn't project my circle here, guys. Sorry. Because I was talking too much. Let me just make sure I have everything projected properly. That's good. And then this.
Somehow I got back to editing a sketch I didn't want to. How do I replay them all to get back to where I need to be?
Okay. I didn't understand your question.
I inadvertently went back to editing the sketch that was there. So I've got body 1, body 2. I need to replay all the commands on the timeline. How do I take and go back to the current point in my
You
timeline?
just look up at my screen. You click this one right here.
Yeah, it's not doing it.
First, you got to stop sketch. You're back. If you're ever frustrated why it's not doing what you want it to do, stop sketch. Okay?
Okay.
And I want to see this. So let's do this. We're back. We're in our sketch here. I've broken these two lines. And what I want to do is I actually want, this is a projected circle. So what I want to do, I want to just see here, will it let me do it? Okay, here we go. Look on the left side here. Remember we had that one sketch turned on? Turn those all off so we just have the one that we're looking at right now. Okay, and it should look something like that. You'll notice if you're in sketch, is everybody in sketch? Okay. If I right click, this is a projected line. If I right click on that, okay, come on, baby, where are you? It's not showing me. I have to click it first. There we go. Okay. I'm going to just show you, this is, sometimes let me just, hold on. I want to just make sure I'm doing this. Yeah, it will not let me break that. Okay. So I can break one that I draw on that sketch plane, but it will not let me break a projection because it's relating back to another sketch. You can do this. You can, in your sketch, click on this circle, highlight it, just click it, regular mouse click. Now right click on it. Do you see the thing that says break link?
Yeah.
Break that link. Okay. Now what that did is it broke the relationship between the projection. It's now independent of it. And what we can do now is when you break the link of that projection, I can now break this line. So it should have turned blue on you. Did it turn blue? Yes? So now you go to sketch, break line, and when you highlight this circle, do you notice it gives me these X's where it's going to break? So I'm going to click the line, break it, and break it here. So now if I hit escape on my keyboard, I can now highlight. Do you see how my mouse will highlight that line and highlight that line independent of the rest?
Yeah.
This is what you want. Watch, see? It's that only that arc there is highlighted. And only that arc is highlighted. Do you want me to go back? You got it?
I don't know. I don't know what it's not doing.
I'm going to go back. I'm going to do it again. This is power stuff, okay? So here we go again. I'm going to go undo, undo, undo. We're here. Remember you were successfully able to break this line, right? Yes?
At one point, yeah.
Okay. Robin, you got to look up at my screen.
I'm looking at your screen.
Okay, because if you're not looking at my screen, you're not going to know what I'm going to do here. Okay. Did you break this line?
It was, no, it's, well, no, it's not. I don't know.
Okay. It's broken.
Okay.
Okay, it's broken. Okay, it's broken.
All right.
And this one is broken too. So your circles are broken. You
Okay.
did it. Here's a challenge for you, Robin. You do it right, but you don't know that you did it right.
Uh-huh.
That's a problem. If you don't know that you did it right, that's a problem. Then you're like, I don't know if I did it right when you did it. Here we go. You broke that line, right?
Yeah.
This is what you don't watch.
I'm watching.
This circle here, Ebony, just left click the circle. Did it all go blue?
No, just a part of it.
Then you did it right too.
Yes, I know. Yes. Yeah,
What part went blue?
the part that I highlighted, the top part. Which you,
Now click on this arc.
yes,
You did it.
yes.
So we have no problems then.
No, we don't.
Okay. You guys are giving me.
It's been a long.
You think you're having a long day? Okay. Now we're good. Next, I'm gonna cut some things here. First thing, we're gonna hit stop sketch because we broke those lines. First thing we're gonna do, we're working on this top piece here, right? So let's look at the picture. We want to cut and then around. So we go here. What we want to do is we want to cut the body, this body here. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to modify, split body. Okay, we're all out of sketch, right?
Right.
This will not work if you're still in sketch. And you should have a dialog box. Split body.
Got it.
Ebony?
Yeah, I got it.
Body to split is this outer piece of plywood.
Mhm.
Click it. Next thing, splitting tool, you're going to click on select. And you're going to go over until that line is highlighted, this long line here. And that bottom arc is highlighted. And it should look like that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And you should have extend splitting tool clicked on.
So the line in the bottom mark, it's giving me a different type of shape.
That looks right. Yeah, because you clicked the wrong arc.
That looks okay. That looks like what you have.
You just have to click the right lines.
Okay.
It's not the software, you.
I know, obviously.
Okay. You did it. Right on. Okay?
Got that.
And now when you have this, when you have it looking like this, click OK. Look, you did your first cut all the way across. You now, it probably, if we did it right, it separated it out. Let's see. Yeah, do you see? I can turn that off now, and I cut it right at that right point. So now that's the top part. Do you see that? You dig it? Who digs it?
I dig it.
See, we look at these cool things on the web, and we say, that's really cool. I'd like to make one of those. There's a lot involved in making that, okay? There's a lot involved. Now what we're going to do is we're going to turn off those two. You should have created two bodies, right? Because we split it, right? So we're just going to turn those two off right now. Where's the other one? Oops, there it is. Okay. And what I want to do is I want to click on my inner piece of plywood. This is my outer. Look. There's my outer. Right? And if you find it confusing and you don't know what's what, start labeling these. So if I just go my top one, That top one is outer bottom. Okay. This one is, this is actually my inner, so I'm going to just label that one inner. And this is the back inner. I'm labeling my body so I can keep track of them. That's the back outer. And then I think the bottom one, let me see. Yeah. This one is outer top. So I have those labeled now. Now I kind of know what everything is. There's outer bottom. Do you see?
Mhm.
That helps. So I'm turning off outer top and outer bottom, and I'm just going to turn on outer. I'm sorry, inner, the whole inner thing, because we haven't sliced that one yet. It's still one piece. Okay? So I want you to turn all the bodies off except for inner, the inner piece. And we're going to look at this one. The inner one. The inner piece is connected on the inside. I'm on the bottom. So I'm going to go back here. And I'm going to turn my sketch back on, the one that I just had here, the one that we used for cutting. So all I have now, I have my inner piece of plywood, my inner shell, and the lines that I created for cutting are right there. I can tell you the guy who designed this shelf did it exactly like this. This is how he did it. This is exactly how he did it. We're reverse engineering what the guy did, or the girl. Okay? What we're going to do now, same thing. Modify, split body. What body am I going to split? I'm going to split my inner body. So I can click it right here. What are my splitting tools? Well, definitely this line. And where am I going to cut it? On the inside, I'm going to cut it, the top arc is going to get cut. So I'm going to go back into Fusion, and I'm going to click this top arc here. So if I tilt it, it looks like that. We are cutting the inner body.
Okay.
Hallelujah, amen?
Hallelujah, amen. What's that one?
Good? I'm going to hit OK. I'm not getting a hallelujah, amen from you, Ebony.
Yes, I know.
All you got to do is click the right lines. I'm not asking much from you, Ebony. Your sacrifice is small.
All right. One more time. Can you go through that?
Okay.
Okay. Here's
Here,
the
I'm going to do it again.
Yeah.
Do you have this?
Yes.
Okay. You should have one body,
Right.
the inner,
Yeah.
and that one sketch at the bottom on. Just that one.
Yeah.
You're going to go to Modify.
Modify.
You're going to go Split Body.
Split body.
In the dialog box, what body are you going to split? You're going to, don't click here, click here, the inner body. Is it blue?
Yes.
Next, you're going to go to your dialog box splitting tool, select.
Yeah.
And you're going to make sure that when you move when you move that cursor over, it's kind of hard to see, but you notice how it goes dark and then you just see that one line highlighted.
Right.
Click it. And now you're going to do the same. Look, this arc right here,
Yeah.
you're going to go right over, and when it highlights, you're going to click it.
Got it.
And now just hold shift down and hold the wheel down and just tilt it. It should look like that.
Perfect. Yeah.
All right. Yay. Hit OK. We did it. Okay, so now just turn that bottom sketch off. There we go. Got that. And if we turn, so now let's I'm going to relabel these. You know, here, this is inner. It split them, right? Inner, and that's going to be the top. And this one is inner, bottom. So now if I put the outer and the inner, it looks like the picture. We're almost there. Yes? Label them, label those bodies. Outer, inner, outer, inner. We have one small thing we have to double check, and that is, I want to check these, the back, am I going to have to cut those? Let's see. What I'm going to do, so if you guys did it right, then it's all cool. We can just move on, okay? Because what I want to do is I want to turn off those outer bodies, and I want to turn the backs on. We have two backs. And I want to turn the sketch on that we used for cutting. And then click on the left cube. Do you notice that that line right there is going to cut that? Let's cut it. We go to modify, split body, and I'm just going to select, again, just the body, the back inner. I don't think I can click two. Yeah, it lets me, okay, I can do two. It lets me do two. So I just, body to split, both. Splitting tool is this line. And that's it. Okay, I split it. So cut those corners off for me. Right? And then if I have my bottom, inner bottom, and I have my outer bottom, do you see this? Do you see this? Everybody, look. Do you see that? Look, this. Look at this. This. Do you see that?
Nice.
That's right on the money.
Right on it.
It's right on. That's what they call the money shot right there. It is. You got to admit, that's the money shot right there.
Can you rotate it, move your piece around so that I can, there you go. That's all I want to see. Go back.
Like that?
I'm looking at the hinge in particular.
Oh, the hinge?
Yeah.
There, look.
Okay, I see.
Do you see? That's it's exactly, it's right on. That's the other, there's 2 or 3 money shots in here. That's another one.
Yeah.
And then if I do, there's the top, and where's the other, where are you? Inner top, outer top, there we go. And I turn that off, and I put these little pieces in like that, and I turn this and that out. Then that is going to look like that when it's built. So we don't see it in the picture, but those little pieces of wood will probably be right. My zoom is not working. Come on. I better save this. This is kind of a cool little thing. I'm going to put that in my classes. Okay. And I will call, what should I call this? Pirating. What is this thing called? Twofold? Okay, twofold transforming shelf. I'm going to save that as twofold transforming shelf. Okay, I saved it there. So there we go. We have, at this point, we literally have almost everything we need to make this. There's one thing we don't have. Do you know what that is?
Scrolls.
Animation.
We don't have that, and I don't know how we're
No,
going.
that's fine.
No, I don't know if we're gonna do that. We're gonna see if we can do it. Okay, but I mean, take a look here. We didn't put a miter joint here, or here, or here, or here. So can we do that? Go to the back. Go to the back of your object, and okay, and here we go. Here we go. Okay, we're looking at the cube says front, but we're actually on the back. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. Watch my cursor. Watch my cursor. Do you see how it highlights right on this edge here?
Mhm.
Right click, create sketch. Okay. And then what we're going to do, we're going to hit project again, the very powerful project. And click on the body. And the body that you want is, I mean, you could go, I think you can just click on these guys here. So everything that's outer, we want to click all these, this, 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 this. I think I got them. Yeah, I got everything. Okay. Because really the only thing I want these two dots. I didn't have to, that was kind of overkill, but I just want these two dots. So as long as in each corner you see this diagonal dot here on each corner, you're good.
Create sketch and hit P and then select dots.
Yeah, you're gonna, or hit those corners. You can actually, I could have done this too. I'm gonna do it one other way. I'm in that sketch, but I highlighted that edge and created sketch, so it's on that plane. If I hit P and I use my selection filter here, everybody look, I use this one instead. I could just do that, this, this, that, this, and go ahead and do that, this, and that. That's all I need. Because I'm gonna, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna draw a line, and I'm gonna use that line to cut the miter joint. Okay, I'm gonna hit OK. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna draw those lines. Boom, boom. I'm just drawing some lines there. And I'm gonna draw some lines here. Just across like that. Here and here.
So how does the tool itself cut it? Does the CNC cut it with a 45 miter?
You could.
Is that the easiest way? Or?
I'm one of these guys who would make the machine do it.
So you would just have
I could use a V-bit.
Okay.
45. You did.
Okay.
Perfect.
There are other guys. Mostly everybody here would never do that. All they would do, what they would do is they would probably take it to the table saw. I would use a V-bit. Why not? All I have to do is change a bit, hit play, and it does it for me.
Yep.
I hate all the power tools in it. If I can make the CNC do it for me, I'll make it do it for me.
Okay.
And the CNC can do it. It can do things that, it can do almost everything that all those other tools can do. Except chop logs, but it can surface a log too. So there we go. I did that. I'm going to hit stop sketch. Is everybody a hallelujah? Can I get a hallelujah amen on these four corners, please?
Not yet.
Okay, so I'm supposed to take from the four corners and create a line between the two?
Yes.
Okay.
Like this. And I'm sure you can guess what we're going to do next.
So,
Cut, body.
I selected the wrong version.
Okay.
I'm simply trying to delete it, but it won't.
Okay. You can't delete these projections. You have to go Control Z, 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 Z. So they go away. Control. Oh, you have a Mac. No wonder you're suffering.
Come here, why? Come here.
Got Good stuff, sketch.
And what we're doing, you don't have a sketch here, so you zoom in, highlight that, right, create sketch, then hit P. And we're going to click this one, and then you're going to do, I'm going to do the first one. Oops, well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This is fine. I just want that and that.
Okay, that's what I had.
That's all you need for every corner. Okay? Also, here's a pro tip. CAD is so much easier with a big screen.
Yeah.
Bigger the better.
So,
Okay, we got that. When you got those, we're just back to modify, split body. When you have those 4 lines in the corners, the bodies I'm going to split. I'm going to split this one and that one, this one and that one. Okay. What am I going to use to split? I'm going to use this line and this line. Now, I see it doing this weird extending. I'm going to turn that off. Okay, that's good. On this one here, let's turn off extend splitting tool. Okay? Because I see it's going to do some crazy stuff, so make sure that's off. And come on. Oh, that's interesting. I'm going to have, it won't let me select a bunch of them, it appears. So, let me just experiment here a sec. No. So in this case, we have to just do this a little bit different. We have to do each one separately. It won't let me do everything all at once. So I'm going to just start from ground 0. You've got those 4 lines. Body to split, I'm going to just do one corner at a time. I want to do this, and I want to do that. Those are the 2 bodies. My splitting tool is that line. And make sure extend splitting tool is off. Hit OK. There we go. And now I'm going to go to the next one, next corner. This body, that body. My splitting tool is this line. Extend splitting tool is off. OK. Body to split. That one, that one. Splitting tool is this line. Okay. This, that, and that line. Okay. Those are all split now. And it created a whole bunch of new bodies, which is okay. But now I can actually, there are other ways. What we can do is, let's see, create components, new group. Okay. When you have this, we're gonna do something. We're gonna join these together, like model them. We're gonna see if we can. I don't want to go into the hinging of the joint here, because you guys are still challenged with moving around and drawing lines and things like that. And if we go to creating hinges, not today. Save this. Maybe for another class I'll teach you. You can right now I want to just finish modeling this out, which is we want to create a screw hole here, right here. Where'd you go? Pause. What is this crazy thing doing here? Okay, next. So let's look. It looks like, if I was looking at this, it looks like he's got some like a there's an insert on this piece here, and then a screw here that goes in, because you can't see it on the outside. So that's a special piece of hardware that you drill a hole, you put an insert in with a thread, and then you get another one, and you just you screw it in there, and it will. You can buy those.
Yep.
Okay. But what I want to do here is, let's pretend we're going to put a hole here and another hole for the insert. Now, there are really cool, like you don't have to do this, but in Fusion 360, there's this Master Car component. This is a company that sells, this is built into Fusion. And you can find every little tiny piece of building material. It's built right in here. And you can go, what would that be?
A bomb for you?
Huh?
Would it do a bomb for you?
A what?
A bomb?
A bomb?
Bill of materials?
Yeah.
Not like.
So I'm not, look, I'm not an engineer.
Okay.
I'm not an architect.
Okay.
I'm not a builder.
Okay.
I'm with you.
I'm a retired chiropractor. This is a hobby.
All right.
Okay, I don't know. Some of these people use these fancy terms with me. And okay, so what are those kind of insert? Like, is that a threaded insert? Yeah, right there. Look, threaded insert. Boom. And rivet, tube, screw anchors, weld nut. I think it's like something like one of these things, like that. They have different kinds. There, see? Do you see these? These are the kind of, or this one, I don't know. It's one of these. They have different kinds, and you insert it in, okay? But what's super cool about McMaster Car is you can actually round weld nut. I don't know. I like this kind of one here. This is low profile. You click on that, right? You find the piece that you like. I don't know how you get 2. No, you get 10. You click on the part number, right? And product detail. And where is it? They give you the parameters, but look what they do here for you. I want 3D step. Save. And the darn thing will pop right in for me to place it where I want to put it.
Oh, that's nice.
Is that crazy awesome or what? Did you see that? Did everybody see that? I picked the part out of McMaster Car. It's modeled out for me, and I can actually place that part. I'm not going to do that today. I can actually take that part and move it wherever I want, and ultimately I can place that part in there, model it in. And what it will do at the end of the day, after you've picked all these parts out that you picked from McMaster Car, you can even just click and order it from them. It'll just, okay, this is what I need for this project. Click, and it'll send an order, and it'll pay. You can pay. It'll pay, and then they'll ship it to you, and you'll get all your parts. And you build from their You build from their parts on their website, and order from theirs. That's a really cool feature that I never use. Okay, I can delete that. But let's put some holes in here for this. Okay, we're not going to use the real parts, but let's put some holes in here. Let's go to. We're going to turn that. Remember the sketch that has this? I think that's probably that second one there. Okay. And what we're going to do, we're going to do 2 circles. One is going to be the circle for this bolt, and then there's going to be another circle for the threaded insert. So We're on this sketch. I'm going to edit this sketch, and I'm going to just right-click, edit sketch. Okay? This is the old one that we use for cutting. We can reference off of it. And I'm going to hit the letter C on my keyboard. And then I'm just going to snap to the center of this circle here. And I'm just going to put, this is going to be where the bolt goes. That's one. I don't know what the dimension is. I don't know, 0.75 of an inch. I made it. I don't know how, let's see how big that is. It's smaller, it looks like a ½ inch. I'm going to put 0.5 in. So the first circle is 0.5. I have no idea what the threaded insert is going to be. You're going to have to, we can put these holes in now. Let's do this. Go to change parameters, because if you actually want to build this thing, then let's put that in. So the threaded insert diameter, I guess, and we'll put in 0.25 for now. Okay, and then we'll put another one in here, threaded insert, not threaded insert, sorry, bolt diameter, and we'll put in 0.5. That way, if you decide you want to build this, you can just put these, you could actually redimension this in all kinds of different ways. So this first circle, I'm going to put threaded, no, this one, the first circle is going to be, sorry, bolt diameter. Boom. Okay, and then I'm going to do another circle, C. I'm going to click here and here. I'm going to hit D for dimension, and this one is going to be threaded insert diameter. I mean, they could be the same, they could be different, but I'm putting that parameter in so that whatever I find at Home Depot or Lowe's, I just have to change the number in here and it will come out to fit. So once I have those two circles, I'm going to hit stop sketch. Actually, I think we probably even need it one. If I'm thinking in my mind how this thing works, probably need one more. Let me just picture it in my head. It'll be okay. Okay, so let's look at the picture. This one here is going to be cut on the inside. I think we need, you know what I think we need? We need one more circle, which is going to be the actual bolt. One is the insert, one is the bolt that goes through the hole, and one is the outside of the bolt. So, okay, so we're back on this one here. Let's do one more circle. Hit C, and we're going to draw on here, and I'm going to pull another one out. And let's go back to change parameter. So I just drew a circle, but I'm going to change I'm going to add one more, and this is going to be called, let's call it the thread diameter. And we'll put 0.25 in there. 0.25 in there. Okay. And then do you see, while you're still in here, let's change the threaded insert diameter. Just for now, put 3 divided by 8. We'll make that 3/8. So it's all kind of different staggered size. We'll hit OK. And one of these circles I need to put a dimension on. It's this one. And I'm going to call this one is the thread diameter. Okay, so I have 3 circles. One is the thread diameter, 0.25. One is the thread insert diameter, 0.375. And one is the bolt, that outside diameter there, which is 0.5. It's arbitrary. Okay? You got that? Okay, because we're going to draw the holes we're going to cut the holes. This is kind of cool. It's a nice finishing touch to do it. And so I'm going to hit stop sketch. So the insert, the threaded insert is going to go into this piece here, and it's going to go into that piece there. Okay, so let's do let's turn off this piece here. So do you notice if I click on here, it will highlight the piece, and I just click it and it's turned off. You see? And let's turn off all the upper stuff too. Let's turn. And here's another trick. If you want to turn something off, you click on it, right click, you can hit show hide, or you can click on it and hit the letter V on your keyboard and it's gone. Do you see? I just hit the letter V and it's gone. We just want to make sure that we're picking the right piece that this goes into. So, yeah, that threaded insert goes on the outside piece of the top part. So this is the outside piece, top. That's where it's going to go. This one. So I'm going to turn this one off so I can see. I'm going to turn this one off. So now all I'm looking at, I can see now this is the outside piece of the top. This is the outside piece of the top. So when you have that view where you can see those just from the inside, we can now draw the holes for the threaded insert. And of the 3 circles, the threaded insert is going to be the one in the middle. It's this one. This is the bolt diameter. This is the threaded insert. This is the the outside screw part. So here we go. It's the same thing. We've got everything we need so far. We're going to go to extrude, E, click E for extrude. And which one shall we do? Let's do this one here. I'm going to do the one on my right. Okay? Come on, you. Why are you giving me trouble? Okay. And how are we going to do this? Look, I've got extrude. Where am I going to? I'm going to start from. Oh, I got to first pick my profile. And the profile I want to pick, I'm extrude profile. I want to pick this, all of these, because this is what the hole is going to be made of. All of those should be highlighted. I'm just going down this dialog box here. Okay? Give me a hallelujah when you're ready, when you have all those selected.
Yeah.
Okay. Where are we going to start? We're going to start from an object. So I'm going to click from object, and the object that I'm going to start cutting from is on the inside here. Okay. And this is a 1/4 inch piece of plywood, so I don't want to go too deep. Let's just say I go 0.125, I guess. And right away it automatically cuts that hole for me. It sets it right to cut, and I hit OK. And then cut a hole. Okay.
Extent is 2 objects.
What do I have? No, extent is not that. The start is from object, and I'm clicking the inner part of that piece of plywood. And then my extent, I just put in 0.125.
You're selecting from the inside, correct?
Right,
All right.
because that's where I would cut from. If I was going to cut, because you'll notice the picture does not have anything going through. It's very lean and mean.
Just-
It's okay. I'm gonna hit OK. I got my hole there.
So,
You doing okay, Robin?
okay. So the profile I'm selecting is not, I'm not selecting the correct profile, and I'm not sure.
Okay, you've got those 3 circles.
Yeah,
You're on the wrong side. You're gonna hit extrude, profile, this one and that one. Right? Then we're gonna turn all the way around to the other side. Right?
right.
What profile plane? From object, that. Distance? Well, we're just gonna put a distances, and you're gonna put in 0.125, and it cuts it, and you're done. So. It's a lot. It's just being able to get around and picking the things that you want.
Right.
Okay, you have to be able to pick that. And we're not going to do it on the other side. You know what we're going to do? Remember how we did it before? We're actually going to mirror that straight across.
Right.
Okay, this board, let's hide it for now. Okay, and then what we're going to do, I'm going to just show everybody. Oh, this wheel. We're going to turn this mid-construction plane back on. Okay? So this is what we're going to do. We're not going to, we don't have to, we could manually do that and just cut that hole on the other side. We could do that. But why don't we just use what we did before, which is mirror it. So under construction, remember that mid-plane that we had a long time ago?
Mm-hmm.
So what we do is we go create, mirror. We'll stay with faces, and I'm just going to zoom in, and I'm going to click that face, that inside cut right there. My mirror plane is this mirror plane right here, and then I hit OK. It's that easy. And what it did is it it didn't create the hole for me. Son of a. Maybe it doesn't. We can't do it that way. Let's see, faces. I think I have to call it a feature.
Yeah.
I have to call it a feature. Let's see. Will it let me? No, it won't let me. Maybe I have to select. Oh, bless you. Let me try this. Why? No, it won't let me do feature, so I have to do faces. So I think I have to click this, and maybe that. I have to select the inside and the outside. Will you let me do it now? No. It's not letting me do it. I don't know why. So in this case, the mirror is not
Is
functioning.
that a separate body?
It may be, maybe it can't reference off that mirror. It's just giving me, it's just not liking that. So let's just manually do it then for practice. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to extrude. I'm going to do the other side now. Profile. I'm going to click the thing that I want to cut. Come on, you. Oops, not you. My mouse. Sorry, my mouse is acting funny here. Okay, I want this, 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 and go away. Do it again. 1, 2, 3. Okay, those are the profiles. The profile plane I want from object. So I'm going to go to the other side, and I'm going to click that. And the distance is going to be negative 0.125. And it did it for me. Okay. And it cut that little insert. Good. Now,
So could you have done the extrude like that instead of mirroring the planes or the faces? So like way back
Yeah.
when you made the other circles
Yes.
on the other side,
Mhm.
could you have done it with?
I could have.
Okay,
I mean, there are a lot of ways you can do it.
agreed.
I could have actually created this as a symmetry and just designed one side out and had it mirror constantly on the other side. But that would be fine if you've done this a lot and you get it.
No.
But for people who've never done it, it would be like, what is going? Yeah. I mean, when you start getting better and better at this, you realize that there are faster and faster, more efficient ways to do it. But if you don't know how to do it just like really long, tedious, and laborious, like the way we're doing it, and really, because you know the thing that gets people is this three-dimensional thing. They have a hard time seeing things and moving things around because we're so used to flat paper. You know, but to design something in 3D it takes practice. So sometimes I have to take it a different way. So what I want to do now is I want to do the bolt and the head of that nut for the other piece. So I can turn this off. I don't need that anymore. And I can turn this one off. I can hit V. That just hides it. And what I want to turn on now is what piece? I want to turn on the inside bottom. Inside bottom. Where are you? Inside bottom. This one? Yes. That's the one. Inner bottom. I'm going to turn all the other ones off. This one. Wait, okay, hold on. Let me just make sure I'm doing this right. Yeah, that's right. Okay, I want this the piece I want, just so you know, and what it looks like. I'm just hiding that one. I want the two pieces that look like this. It's an inside piece.
You want the Mickey Mouses?
Yeah. And where's the other inner? Bottom, inner. There it is. I want these two. Those are the ones I want. Okay. Right. Look at the picture. Yes. And so this is way easier. We'll do the bolt hole first. So I can turn that sketch back on. This one with the circles. I'm going to extrude E. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to make sure I get just the inner circle. This one's an easy one. And I'm going to, this is going to be a cut, and I get to just cut the whole thing right all the way through. It makes me really happy. So I'm just going to grab that arrow. Do you see I can pull that? And then I can go extend distance, all, and it will cut both sides at the same time.
Right?
What?
You would do width. W-I-D.
I don't have to. I just click all, and it does it. It just cuts all, and I'm done. That's the bolt holes. See? We want it to go all the way through. And then the head of the bolt, we want to just do a little bit of an indent. So I'm going to do another extrude. This is just like the other one. And I'm going to do extrude. And this time, I'm going to do this. Basically, those two outer rings are what I need. Those are my profiles. Where am I going to start? From object. So I'm going to spin this guy around. I'm going to highlight that. Distance, again, I'm just going to put 0.125 in here. Arbitrary. And that's that one. So that has a little indent. And then I'm going to do that again. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. Profile from object. I want to do it from here. Distance 0.125. Same thing. This is a, hey, I don't want a joint. Oh, I want a negative, sorry. Negative 0.125. Ugh. There we go. Cut it, and we are done with that. So I'm going to turn my sketches off so we can see what we're looking at here. Do you see that? We have this and that, and then if I put the other pieces on, that's that. Do you look at the little miter cuts there? Isn't that nice? Isn't that pretty? Now, if you took that class, was it last week, where I showed you how to nest these out and put them on the multicam? You know how I showed you?
Nestor?
With Nestor? Were you in that one?
Yeah.
Where we did the shelf.
Yeah.
This is ready to cut. You just have to get the materials, and you have to know what your bowl holes are. This is ready to cut. The only thing that might give you a bit of grief is this edge here. This is going to be super tight because we just put like a, you know, a razor thin cut through here. So you can't, I mean, there's a couple of ways you can do that. You can, I'm sure, I wonder if I can even push, can I press pull that in? Yeah, I can actually bring this in a little bit. See me, I'm cheating. There's a really cool thing. We've got all the parts, so I'm going to just show you this. This is all being recorded, and I'll give you the link. Okay, so look at this. This is all ready to build. The only thing is, I think, is the joints here are going to be tight, real flush. I'm going to put a parameter in here, and I'm going to put what I call an offset. Okay, or a joint. I'm going to call it joint. Huh?
Hinge offset?
Yeah, I could put hinge offset. And I'm going to make it, I don't know, 0.0. I'm going to make it 20 thou. Okay? Okay. So here we go. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to take a little bit, as they say, a little bit off the top. So wherever there's a joint, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do a press pull. It's asking for a number, and I'm going to put a negative hinge offset, and that just shrunk it just a little bit for me. So if I put those back on, do you see it gave me some space there? Do you see that? Isn't that nice? Okay, and then I'm going to do it again for, I'm going to hide that, and I'm going to do the same thing here. Press pull. I'm going to put negative hinge offset. Okay, so now when I bring that body back in, it's giving me a little bit of grooving room here. Do you see that? Maybe I won't do anything on that one, but I definitely need it on that side, and I probably could do it on here too. Right, press pull, and I'm going to put negative hinge offset. And I'm going to do it again on that bottom one here. Where did you go? Negative hinge. There it is. Okay. So that's going to fit much better. And I just opened up that space just a little bit. So do you see it gives it some room to move on that side and a little bit of room to that side? And I suppose I should do it to the other side as well, but I'm not, because this class has gone really super long. It's almost 3 hours, this class. And that's it.
Nice.
I'm gonna stop the recording here. Okay, that's really the thing. You could take this and lay this out on the multicam just the way we did in the class with the Nestor. Cut this out and glue it together. Get the bolts and make it. The plan is done here. What I'm going to do